Hey there, Carrie here from Disruptive Nutrition, and I am really excited to dig in today to something that people are always talking to me about. It's about calories, counting calories, and for that matter, counting points, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know about you, but if you've ever tracked your calories or had a certain number of calories that you want to be hitting a day, you'll know what I'm talking about. And my goal by the end of this is to convince you to stop doing that. So let's talk a little bit about the art and science of counting calories. So there's this whole concept around, having that calorie deficit and taking in less calories than you're burning so that you can lose weight. The problem is when we deprive our bodies of calories, we are really kind of getting our bodies all out of whack. We really want to be fueling our bodies with the right nutrients at the right portions at the right times so that our bodies can function the way they need to, and so it can take what it needs and burn what it doesn't. So when we're counting calories, one of the biggest issues with it is not only the fact that we're counting them for the whole day, but also thinking that all calories are equal. And so I think about that in the way of like dress shopping. So I am going to Mardi Gras, actually. It's February right now, and I'm going to be going to Mardi Gras, and I have to go to a ball for Mardi Gras. And so I was like, gosh, do I have a dress to wear? I don't know what I'm going to wear to this ball. And my husband says, you have a million dresses in your closet. And I was like, yeah, but it's a ball. I don't have a dress for a ball. And he's like, I'm sure you can find something in there. And I think of calories like that. Like, all dresses are the same. They're just bigger or smaller, right? Any dress you could wear to a ball in my husband's thinking. And that is not accurate. Am I right, ladies? No. You can't wear the same kind of dress you would wear to a ball in Mardi Gras as you would wear to even a wedding or anywhere else for that matter. So thinking that all dresses are the same is kind of like thinking that all calories are the same. Think about it. If you had an Oreo cookie, or you had a salad with some quinoa and chicken and avocado, but it was the same number of calories, how is it that an Oreo would be just as fine as having that salad? It's not. We need to be thinking about so much more. Calories are one very small measure of our food intake. And it's actually the one that we really don't ever truly need to consider when the other things that we need to consider kind of trumps the need to even look at calories. The other thing about counting our calories for the day doesn't really equate with how our bodies work. So while we're awake, we are exerting a certain amount of energy, right? And so if we think that depending on the number of calories we have, we should be on track or off track, right? But really, it has more to do with when are you waking up and when are you going to bed and how are you fueling your body in between? So if I am awake for a really long time because I didn't, there's times I'll get on an airplane and I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I won't get into bed until 11 o'clock at night. I can imagine having the same amount of calories as I do when I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. That doesn't make sense to track for the day. Our bodies need to be fueled consistently all day so that we can build that trust with our bodies, because then our bodies are getting what it needs. Our bodies start to believe that we're going to give it what it needs, and then it burns what it doesn't need. So when we're looking at calories, we need to kind of almost diminish the practice because it's not really necessary. So let's even think about healthy food. What we need to be thinking about when it comes to the food that we're eating are the types of food we're eating, not the numbers behind them. Because if we are eating the right types of food in the right portion, the right calories automatically follow suit. It's so powerful. And because we want to be thinking about how long we're awake in terms of when we're eating, we don't need to be thinking about our calories for the day. We need to be thinking about how much we're eating for every meal. And because we're eating the right portions of the right types of foods, the calories take care of themselves. That's what's powerful. So what are the right types of foods and what are the right portions? Good question. So when we think about what our bodies need, a lot of people will hear about macros or macronutrients and whether you're tracking your macros or not tracking your macros. Well, macronutrients are basically the 3 types of food that we need to have in our bodies to function. It's proteins, it's fats, and carbs. And yes, we need carbs. That's a whole nother topic. But when we deprive our body from carbs, which is what gives us our energy source, then we have to get it from something else, which we try to do through fat, and it throws off our whole system. So that's like a whole nother topic that you could totally check out my blog around keto. But yes, we need carbs. But we need proteins, fats, and carbs. And together, proteins, fats, and carbs, when you eat them at the same time, do something very different and very awesome for your body that just eating a carb and a fat, or just eating protein, or just eating one of those things doesn't do. And it's really around blood sugar stabilization. So when our blood sugar is stable all day long, our body turns into a fat burning machine. It's science. It's not trendy. It's been around for like decades and decades and decades, but we don't always know how to do it. And we often think about calories as the track towards eating healthy. And so if we think about what 300 calories, 350 calories of like pretzels might be, or even let's just take something like even healthier, like apples and almond butter, right? Now, pretzels would be a carb. Almond butter and apples would be a carb and a fat. But that's not going to balance our blood sugar. And that's the key. If you've ever been really hungry, you know your body wants, its like goal is to keep its blood sugar stable. And if you don't do it for your body will do it try to do it on its own. It's less effective at it. And it will do so by pulling fat from your muscles, and you're going to start losing muscle. So you want to keep your blood sugar stable by having a protein, fat, and carb every time you're eating. And if you're eating the right portions, then your calories are going to follow suit. So let's go back to my pretzels. If you're going to eat 350 calories of pretzels, what I want you to actually do is you can have your 350 calories. I don't even care about that. It's the 350 calories of a combination of pretzels as a carb, let's say some sliced turkey as a protein, and maybe some almonds as a fat. Just throwing out there. Those are super clean and healthy. But every single type of food is a protein, fat, or carb. So the combinations are literally endless. We actually have an ebook called 101 simple PFC meals, protein, fat, and carb meal combinations. They're not fancy. They're not anything you cook. It's literally how can you put less than 5 ingredients together to make 101 different options of PFC meals. The possibilities are endless. But when you're just having your 300 calories of pretzels, you're actually spiking your blood sugar. And when you spike your blood sugar, you're going to store fat. But when you're doing 350 calories of a protein, fat, and carbs, so let's say pretzels and almonds and turkey, you're actually balancing your blood sugar and giving your body exactly what it needs. So that's amazing. So I have a blog entry all about it, and it talks more about portions, and it talks more about PFC with a lot of links that you can go to learn more. So go ahead into that link and go check it out. But there is one time that I focus on calories, and I want to tell you what that is. So the other day I was at a burger place with my kids, and they wanted a burger, and I was looking at them, and I saw that one of their burgers, it was Five Guys, love Five Guys, one burger was like 650 calories, and then whatever toppings you put on it. And I was like, holy calories. And it was my daughter that said, but Mom, you don't count calories. How do you even know that that's like off? And I said, that's a really good question. And so, if we're looking at portions, the only time I'm ever really looking at calories is at a time like that, when I know a meal has a protein, fat, and carb in it, but I'm not sure of the portions and if it's too much. And now in restaurants, they post calories. Again, it doesn't really help, but no, it will help if you know it's a protein, fat, and carb, and you're at around for women, probably about 300-ish calories. So, and remember, we're eating consistently all day long. So we're eating about every 3 to 4 hours. So sometimes I'll take like a burger and like cut it in half, and then I'll have half at 3 hours, and I'll eat the other half in like 3.5 hours. So just think about calories that way. If you're seeing something that's like 800 or 1200 calories, it's a lot for a meal. But if it's PFC, see what you can do to get those calories down. So if you know it's 1200 calories, break it in 4s. And then that might be a good way. And you got 4 meals out of that one. every few hours. So that is it for now. Go ahead into our blog and read a little bit more about that. Would love for you to join our free Facebook group if you're not in it already, Diet Disruptor Squad. We are a group of really engaged people. Myself and my coaches, we post in there every single day about our approach that is super simple, sustainable, satisfying, is not a diet, and you can model it for your kids because it's that appropriate. So awesome. Hope you have an amazing day today. Stop counting calories, take your calculator away, and make life a lot easier for yourself. Thanks. Bye.